country that likes to crash planes into stuff, that America's going over there. That's just.
And you know, look, and y'all can say about the black. We got Black History Month, so fuck y'all.
He was just trying to get a cam girl to teach people trades. So he thought, let's harness this power for good.
So I'm sure what all of our viewers are wondering is, are these on Pornhub?
I do not know.
I will check.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unfiltered Podcast.
People.
What's up?
All right. This week we're going to be starting off with our segment, So This Shit Happened. And first up, there is a Logan Paul mural in LA, apparently.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not I'm not gonna say it's old news. It's not new news either. Like, this mural's been up, but people is recently caught a lot of attention. There's a picture of Logan Paul on a wall where from when he did that video of the suicide forest. Mm-hmm. And it's him dressed like that being hung.
Why'd they hang him? Or was that just part of the video?
Because
or
the suicide forest, they found a dead body in the suicide forest.
Oh,
I never seen.
Did you not? How do you guys not know about that?
I play video games.
yeah.
No, you don't. You over here say yeah.
We play video games every day. And I go to work.
So it's crazy because, what's making it so wild is that, one, it's a picture of Logan Paul being hung, which is, that of itself is kind of unacceptable.
Yeah.
I'm not defending Logan Paul or anything, but you shouldn't just draw a picture of anyone being hung for any reason.
Yeah.
But what's wild is that there's a rainbow flag on his jacket. Mm-hmm. And people are basically saying that the mural is left up to interpretation and that it's actually an attack against the LGBT community.
Now, drawing a picture of anyone being hung, that is a little bit of crossing the line, but I feel like people are reaching with that second one, attack against the LGBT. People probably just sit at home and try to find things to be offended about.
Well, it's like the people that didn't even watch the original video, because if you see his original video, he has the rainbow flag on his chest in the video. So it's not like they're like, haha, it'd be a great idea, besides just drawing a picture of Logan Paul being hung, if we put the gay flag on it.
Yeah.
My thing is, okay, it's in LA, right?
Yeah.
Which, of course, is just known for being hostile to LGBT people. LA is just a nightmare to live in if you're LGBT, right? Ain't nobody else there LGBT.
Yeah, I know, right? You better off being in Georgia,
yeah, man,
or Alabama. They're more
and be a flamer, please.
Atlanta.
They're welcome.
In all seriousness, no one here gives a shit.
Yeah,
we just don't fucking care. It's too hot. It's too hot and humid to give a fuck.
It is, and I just think this is one of those things that people this shit happened and everyone's blowing out of proportion.
Yeah, for sure. People bitch about anything. All right, so next up on our list, we have the bitch that threw the chair. I have no idea what you're talking about. Someone's gonna have to explain what the fuck.
Oh my god, a chair! Oh man.
So there was this case that happened in Toronto, where I think it was Toronto, and this woman was in her hotel, went out to the balcony,
right,
and threw a chair from the balcony of her hotel into traffic.
Was it filmed?
Yes.
Why the fuck did she film it?
And she filmed herself doing it. And it's not like it's from the 4th or 5th floor. This is like
a 30th story floor or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give or take.
So that shit probably hit terminal velocity at that point.
Yeah. And the thing is, it didn't hit nobody, thank goodness.
Right.
Another thing that makes it crazy is the fact that so in Toronto, apparently criminal mischief like that is punishable from anywhere between 5 years to life.
Wow.
I feel like they should probably put that in America because I feel like that laws like that cut down on people just being random jackasses. It'd be like, yeah, it's 5 years minimum for being a jackass.
Possible life. 5 to possible life.
That might be a good idea. That might be a good idea. Normally, I'm against harsh, cruel, and unusual punishments, man. But
Right now, I'm okay.
Yeah, it
with
makes people think twice about being a jackass.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm about to do this for no reason. I bet you they're gonna get so mad. And you're gonna be so mad. You're gonna you're gonna sit down for a while. You ain't gonna come home for a couple summers.
Well, initially when the video first went out, they're like, if anyone knows who did it or have any like intel on how to find the person, please let us know.
Well, how did they know that she threw the chair off? That's what
She
I'm
recorded herself.
No, I mean, but that's how like the authorities initially found out about it. Is that someone sent them the video like, hey, ain't that shit illegal?
Well,
Like,
also a chair was in the ground,
oh, okay.
like destroyed, missing people.
Okay. So that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if they saw it hit, if someone saw it hit the ground, or if they just found like a busted. Because that thing would just pretty much explode at that point. Like,
Yeah,
the chair's just gonna snap into pieces.
There's a picture of it. It's pretty wild. But like, they asked for help to find her. She ended up turning herself in.
Yeah.
And I secretly hope she goes away forever.
Yeah. She's a dumbass.
and incriminating herself. That's the wildest part. First she incriminated herself by videotaping herself. Then she turned herself in. She did all the police work for him.
Right.
She did all the police work for him.
Right. Exactly.
You snitched on herself, then turned herself in.
She must have had a homie in there or something. I'm gonna come get you, Lucy.
Someone in the police force. I get what you're saying.
The girl, there was a girl that the man cheated on with. She was going to jail to fight her.
What's the quickest way to get into jail?
Throwing the chair off the balcony? Cool.
I'm on my way to an elevator.
It's thank goodness she didn't hit nobody, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have killed
Someone
someone.
would have died.
Yeah.
That would have been wild.
That is not the way I want.
They wouldn't have released it. They wouldn't have released the picture then.
She'd be on the run. That's what would happen.
If somebody died, I can just see that interrogation room.
Not for
I
long.
know you
She
done
keeps
fucked
telling
up,
on
right?
herself.
Yeah. She might have thought twice about it.
You should have dodged.
If he had killed someone,
Too slow.
She should have killed. You shouldn't kill nobody like that, man. You just should have dodged. That's what.
if she killed somebody, went on the run, I guarantee you they would have found her based off her Instagram story. She posted pictures.
Police don't know it's me yet, but I'm on the race.
Over here in Chicago, these niggas never gonna find me.
With location services turned on.
Showing her mailbox and everything.
Yeah.
I hate people.
What's the next one?
All right. Next up, we got Goose Wayne.
Oh my God. All right, so Goose Wayne. This allegedly happened 2018, but it resurfaced itself in February 2019, February 2nd.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So this guy named Giovanni, military guy, you know, wife and everything. Not wife, but fiance and everything.
Okay.
And a few weeks later, until like their engagement, he started dressing up like Batman and calling himself Goose Wayne. It progressed from like wearing the mask to full-on gloves, outfit, making videos, and even patrolling the streets looking for crime. So they went to Dr. Phil about this.
Of course. I was gonna say they should have him on Dr. Phil. Of course they fucking had him on Dr. Phil.
And
Oh, you're
she's
mentally deranged? Go on Dr. Phil, please.
No, actually, they actually bring it up. They're like, do you think that are you mentally stable? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I think I'm a pretty decent human, and I can marry this chick over here or whatever. And then she's just sitting over here like, Not with that mask on. I'm tired of you. Every time we sleep, it's like an echo, like Darth Vader.
That
when
man's
you
a-
snore.
Did you say Dark Vader?
Whatever.
What kind of sense does it make to ask a crazy person they're crazy?
None at all.
That's
Just gonna go.
That's just being one of those dumbass questions. I look at Dr. Phil. Do you think you're crazy? I think you're a fucking retard for asking me that.
And like, it's crazy because when
because
he's, like whenever he's not wearing
Did he
a mask,
has the mask? Did
Are
he
you
have the
crazy?
mask on?
No. Well, there you have it. An unbiased source.
whenever he doesn't have the mask on, he has like the dark rings around his eyes, just looking like a fool.
So he didn't have the mask on whenever he was on
no,
Dr.
he
Phil?
did not. I kind of wish he did. I watched it, and I think the funniest part about it
I was like, are you crazy? Batman may be coming for you tonight.
like the funniest thing about me about that whole video was he was like, we need to schedule some counseling for you. He's like, do you think that you're free? He's like, well, I need to check my schedule. You don't have a job. And the camera zooms in on him. He was like, well, and then Dr. Phil leans in to hear the well.
I'm listening.
I have dogs. Don't you have a family you can drop those dogs off to?
So this man, so he was just like, I thought you told me he was military.
Yeah.
So he's retired.
Oh, he's retired military?
Yeah.
That man just wanted to serve his country again. Y'all leave him alone. That man just roaming the streets with PTSD, whipping ass.
I think he's trying to give other people PTSD.
There's some
We
kids.
should have.
He's not.
They
looking
should
at
have.
it.
They should
He's
have
gonna
let.
start attacking the wrong people, man. There's gonna be like some kids throwing some of those poppers. He's just gonna start seeing like Vietnam flashbacks.
Just let life
The
run its
goops are
course.
coming.
There's gonna be natural selection. Somebody's just gonna shoot him, and that's gonna.
And it's hilarious
So
because
the problem will sort itself out, is what you're saying.
this man actually has beef with Joker. There's a guy named Joker 305. You can look him up in everything. He has Joker tattoos with the smile and everything. He went to that man's backyard dressed as Batman. And he's dressed as the old school Joker. They got into a fisticuff fight, and Joker won.
This man gonna run around like Batman and can't fight.
How's he gonna be ex-military and can't fight? That's what I don't
That
understand.
man run around like Batman can't fight.
It's
It
wild.
reminds me of that one, the Batman on what was the movie with the
Wow.
good Joker, the good one?
You see him?
Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
Yeah,
This
it
man really
reminds
does
me of
look
the
like the
Batman
Joker.
on
Dark
the
Knight
fake
Returns.
Batman on Dark Knight Returns. It was like, what makes you so special? Why can you do it and we can't?
And like that Joker also had beef with what's that one rapper with the ha 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 on the tattoos on his face?
Are you talking about Boonk?
Yeah, Boonk.
He's not really a rapper. He's not.
Well,
if we're
whatever.
being serious, that man ain't a rapper.
Yeah, that's fair.
That man just does wild shit on Instagram. Actually, he used to do wild shit on Instagram till he got banned because he was fucking on Instagram.
Wow.
I don't know if his page is still banned or not because I don't have Instagram, man. I'm too ugly for Instagram.
Okay. All right, last for this shit happened. This past weekend we had a protest here where I won't say the name of the town, but a bunch of bloodstained men, a bunch of dudes with bloodstains on their crotches were standing around holding signs protesting circumcision. Just bitching about circumcision.
I saw
Listen, I
I
don't want to hear it. If they want their dick to look weird, then they can. It's none of my business. As long as mine is nice.
It's to me, it's like one of those things like they bitching about just bitching. It's the bitch to bitch at this point in time.
No,
You know,
yeah. I mean, like, I'd say they have. I'd say
Even
they
though-
almost have a point because it is kind of like fucked up that they just do that to kids for no, like, there's no actual medical basis for it and all this other stuff.
Well,
And especially when you look at where it originates from, with like the Hasidic Jews or whatever. Where
yeah.
they literally cut the baby's dick and then suck the blood out.
That's
What?
bad.
It's
Yeah.
So like that's where it comes. So And then
What are you
female genital mutilation. It's like people just shit themselves over like, oh my god, that's horrible. But I will agree, if you're not circumcised, your dick looks weird. I don't want mine to look like that. So I'm
which is probably
I'm
only
happy.
due to the fact that everybody is forcefully circumcised.
No, I'm sure it
and
is. I was actually gonna say, I'm sure it's just because we're normal.
We're not
used to it, But
let's not just say people are forcefully circumcised. Your
Do
parents
you
choose
have
to,
a say?
your parents? Do you have a say if you're giving birth?
Can I sue my parents?
So when your
for
parents go in there-
circumcising me?
ooh, there you go. See, that's what that guy should have done. Although
That actually may be a case because you are getting your private part chopped.
Yeah,
because
the actual benefit from a circumcision, the actual literal benefit is that it's more hygienic.
Yeah.
that's it. It's entire But even then, if you just shower regularly,
Well, you still not just a shower. You have to thoroughly clean.
You
it.
got.
no, I get that. But I'm saying like that could just be part of your shower routine.
I don't know exactly what you have to do because mine is circumcised.
I don't either.
Well,
but
that's
can
the
imagine.
thing.
You have to imagine you have to get up in there.
You have
I
to
mean,
thoroughly
you just pull
clean
it
it
down.
because if you don't, you get infected. That stuff can actually get infected and stuff like that. So like I get the aspect of like people being upset the fact that they weren't given the option of whether or not they have it. But let's be realistic. As a kid, as just being born in general, you're not given the option to do anything. Yeah. Your job as a kid is to basically just survive. And part of the survival is to just follow, what orders. It's literally just what it is. If you want to be asked, which you can apply that argument.
See, that's not like comparable to like, okay, go take out the trash. This is like, I'm gonna cut off a part of your body, like.
Well,
it's like nipping a dog's tails or his ears or something like that.
Which is bad.
This is
bad.
This is
Exactly.
comparable to the argument that they're starting up about whether kids should be gender neutral or not.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
think
the
that-
connection.
I don't think
because,
that's-
so the idea is that people are saying that kids should have a choice on whether they're boys or girls when growing up.
Well,
so by you forcing your opinion as a parent, saying this is gonna grow up as look, I'm not saying I believe in this and I agree with it, but this is the argument.
No, I get that that's the argument.
Well, here's where the argument is. Here's where the argument is wrong, because you can like what they feel like whenever they're older, they can decide that.
No.
But what they actually are when they come out, you can't decide that. It's already like you come out with the parts that you have.
And if you lose any of them at any point, they're gone forever.
Yeah,
exactly.
if you lose it, if you
I
decide
don't
to
get to
take
change
those
my
parts
mind
off.
about. I don't get to change my mind about being circumcised. I wake up one day. You know what? I don't want to be circumcised anymore. Damn, it didn't work.
Well, the argument can be said that
It's
you're
like-
mentally scarring your kid to believing like they're having pictures of them as grown up boys. They don't feel comfortable being like a boy raised as a boy.
What I think you should do is just if your kid wants something like okay, fine. Don't necessarily say no, you can't have that enforced, and then force them to get something else. If you tell them no, just tell them no.
You can change that over time. Like,
exactly.
If you see that your kid isn't as identifying as that, you can gradually change that over time. You could be like,
exactly.
well, if you're identifying as this, we'll treat you as this. But you are basically performing cosmetic surgery on a child.
That shit's unacceptable.
I can understand that, and I guess the idea is this. Then is at that point in time is how do we rectify it? Do we think that you shouldn't allow it to, because it's
I think part of the problem is that there's no like informed choices being made. Is that parents go to the doctor and they're like, this has a very serious medical reason behind it and all this other stuff, and then it also has like its religious implications.
Yeah.
You're basically scarring someone because it's like, oh, this is our religion.
I also feel like the terminology we're using is kind of really aggressive.
Yeah,
like scarring. I am not scarred.
I'm
not saying I'm scarred.
I appreciate
there's
moms
a
and pops.
physical.
There's a physical scar. That's what I'm saying. I'm
get
not saying
that.
like I don't give a fuck. Like I really don't. If at the end of the day, I just don't care.
This is what
I really don't care one way or
is.
the other. But if we're gonna talk about it on principle, then I'll talk about it on principle.
That's fair.
It's gonna leave a bodily scar, and I feel like the doctors tell parents like, oh, you have to get this done or else your kids,
They're not as upfront and forward about the
I don't think the
information.
doctors even know. I think that's part of the problem is that they've been told incorrect
Misinformed.
You got so many old doctors that
That's
think,
fair.
yeah,
That's
my dad went to, when he was younger, this happened, but he went to get his arm fixed one time because he broke his, or dislocated his shoulder. And the doctor's like, well, do you want to have surgery or will you do the quick way? And he was like, well, I guess we'll just do the quick way. And the dude just grabbed his arm, just yanked his shoulder into place. He yanked his fucking arm back into the socket.
That's good old fashioned doctor.
Yes,
Ancient Chinese secrets.
That's what I was saying. Like there's so many things that could have gone wrong. Luckily, it didn't. But like, if that had gone wrong, he would have gotten sued.
Well, that's true. Cause
Nah, he asked him if he wanted the fast way. That's
he just said
he didn't disclose
tell him,
the procedure.
He didn't tell him what it is.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just
That's
gonna
a
grab your arm.
malpractice.
He's like, I'm just gonna grab your arm. My dad's like, okay, and he's like, and I'm just gonna. And popped it into place. He said it hurt like a motherfucker. It worked.
So
But I'm
go
saying if it
along with
hadn't,
the
he could've gotten
thing
sued.
where you're saying that we're using aggressive terminology.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that I agree with them. I say that they have a valid point.
Fair.
But I don't
guess-
care about their valid
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm on
fair.
the same page as you.
I get what you're saying. It's like you guys have the right to speak legitimacy, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I see your offer,
if
but
we
I have
have
a
to-
counter offer. Fuck off.
All right. So that's gonna do it for this shit happened. All right. Next up, we have street tweets, and our first one is going to be Trump's campaign trail tweet. So Elizabeth Warren announced that she was going to be running for the presidency, right? And Trump tweeted at her, calling her Pocahontas, all that usual stuff.
Wow.
He called her Pocahontas. So for anyone that doesn't know, Elizabeth Warren had a, she always would talk about her Cherokee heritage and all this shit, and she actually got a DNA test, like she finally, put up instead of shutting up. And, she is like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent Cherokee Indian. And everything else is white.
Trump is just.
I don't even think it's a drop of blood, man. I think it's just.
That's fair.
I think
Trump
it's like
is just being petty,
couple
man.
of
That
months.
bad.
and so
you're gonna run against me, eh?
yeah. So that's not. But so that's not it, right? The thing that people were upset about is that he tweeted this today. Elizabeth Warren, sometimes referred to by me as Pocahontas, joined the race for president. Will she run as our first Native American presidential candidate, or has she decided that after 32 years this is not playing so well anymore? See you on the campaign trail, Liz.
Bars. You can't get that nowhere else. I love Trump.
We made a trail of tears
Wow.
joke.
Wow.
You just ruined my trail of tears joke. I was about to be like, when she doesn't win, it's going to be a trail of tears all the way home.
That is.
How could this happen, Tyme?
Could this
How?
happen?
That is wild. That is, I'll be honest with you. One thing that's kind of caught my attention.
And all the Indians, don't get at us for saying
don't at
that
me.
because
What Indians?
Don't at me.
These don't exist.
shut up, Joe. My great grandma's Indian.
Every black
Native
person
American?
Native
Every
Americans.
black person claims to have Indian in them. I hate you.
Native American.
Fucking,
Native
fucking Elizabeth
American.
Gordon over here.
Look,
Last of a dying breed.
I venture to say that it's not even a die. That breed's almost just dead.
Just like the buffaloes.
It's not okay. It's not okay. I understand people try to keep their heritage alive. I'll be honest with you. This brought up a point.
No, I understand people keeping their heritage alive. What I don't understand is people trying to do that when it's not their heritage.
Yeah, it's not.
'Cause
It's
it ain't her
definitely
heritage.
not hers.
She was like
If you're a
2048 Cherokee or something.
It's like
that.
her great grandmother told
Looked at
her
an
family.
Indian one
Yes,
time.
yeah, saw an Indian one time. That's it.
Ooh, that looked cool.
I got curly hair.
She saw an Indian in a book while she was sitting over in Britain.
Or she went to donate blood and Native
Her
American
great grandma
received it.
just let her.
Her great grandma what?
Her great grandma just let him put the tip in. That's just.
You see South Park? Man, it's like the episode of South Park where Randy was trying to convince everyone he was part Indian.
Oh,
Yes.
So he went and found an Indian and started. That is cheap. All right, look, man. I'll say this, and this is gonna. I'm not gonna spend long on this because I've recently become like more like endowed, like more proud of my culture and so on and so forth, and I can understand like people wanting to be proud of like their distant culture.
Light years beyond.
You know,
Right.
But like, be proud of what you got now. Just be you, or be like if you white man, just own up to it.
Is that lady, was that a white lady for real? Like I haven't seen any.
Elizabeth Warren, yeah, she's white as hell.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
pull up a picture.
What it is she was just trying to add a little flavor to her tea.
Yeah,
that's what it was. She was trying to add a little flavor to her tea. That's all that was.
She's trying to put a little bit of lemon juice.
You
in
want to know
Lipton.
how I know Native Americans don't exist anymore? I go to Pornhub or X videos and try to look them up. Nothing. No results.
I found some results.
I don't know that's how that works.
I'm gonna send you some videos, Jojo.
Oh Lord.
But it's wild because like I'm just saying this.
Her right there. That's what she looks like.
That bitch ain't Indian.
Yeah, exactly.
She in the Wawa.
Exactly. So she got her.
wild.
She looks almost Jewish. I'll be perfectly honest with you. She almost looks Jewish. Like she clutches her purse when she goes in dark neighborhoods. Like,
No, all white people.
but
I don't know if I'm comfortable with your ability to identify Jews. Will I think that German side of life is rubbing off too much?
Hey, look, I'll say this, and you know, because I have a niece. You know, and I love my niece, but she's part Puerto Rican. And one of her downside, in my personal opinion, is that she's not going to have the opportunity to embrace her Puerto Rican culture because both her parents don't fucking do anything related to being Puerto Rican. You know what Puerto Rico has?
We're just on this fucking
not
rant.
statehood.
They don't have fucking shit.
They don't have statehood.
You know what kind of holidays they have?
Yeah.
Fucking shit. You know what the holidays relate to? The Catholic Church, which is a European thing. The Spaniards, all right?
Right.
Fucking Mexico has Cinco de Mayo. For fuck's sake. Fucking Mexico has Cinco de Mayo. But I'm going to get off my soapbox and leave that alone.
You're going to start getting threats, Will. How dare you talk about my homeland? What's a home?
They keep talking that shit. They're just hybrid Mexicans.
Wow! Wow!
Chalkboard.
Hey!
Chalkboard.
Hey!
Chalkboard.
I'll go find me.
Some of this has been just.
I'll go find me some Mexicans.
Some
They
of
gonna
this
whoop
has
their
just
ass.
Some of this has just been wildly offensive.
Fuck these niggas,
I
man.
think this segment needs to be deleted.
Fuck them. They ain't got the cartel, do they? They ain't got a holiday either. Fuck them.
I don't know.
Hey, I ain't gonna talk no shit because you know I like them.
Hey man,
Puerto
they got
Rican
West
women.
Side Story.
So if y'all listening, I'm single. I'm about 5'8". If you look at me in the right angle,
Judge.
if you looking
from
up,
the
I'm like
floor.
6'2".
You look at him from the floor. You laying down.
If you're doing your job right, I'm about 6'7".
I'm done with this, man.
All right. So our
I'm
next
just joking.
next up on Street Tweets, we have our Esquire magazine. So, what happened with Esquire?
So Esquire magazine is getting real flack for their new cover, and it's
Does it have the Gucci sweater on it?
man, I wish
Oh,
it's just as bad. It's oh man, it's basically a white boy on there, and it says it's I'm gonna pull it up specifically, but it's like what it's like to grow up as a white middle class male in social medias. So they're basically saying what it's like to grow up as a white man in the middle class.
Okay.
People are like, y'all have it made. Why ain't y'all writing about the black people or the Hispanic people?
Or the Puerto
They can't write about the Puerto Ricans. They get more content from the Mexicans.
Easy street.
But people are getting really
Sitting
offended
pretty
about it.
on the gravy train.
I don't understand getting offended by it. Hey man, I gotta tell you from experience, it feels pretty good.
Talking about national ethnicity that was on the fucking Brady Bunch. Those niggas had life. Have y'all niggas not?
Oh, the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, man.
Oh my lord.
Niggas had
Oh yeah,
the
back
life.
before the economy crashed? Yeah. They had it great.
The life.
We're sipping on the good champagne. Sitting pretty in the gravy train.
People have been giving them all kinds of shit just because like Twitter has been going up in like a big blaze.
Did you knock something over?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why don't you
It's
just
all
put it
good. Oh,
on the table?
I would have played that off.
Put
is
me
it
off,
on the
John.
table? Wow.
I don't understand getting offended by it. Because it's like, okay, y'all get your stories. We get our story. What I don't understand is who's going to read it. Because, like, all you
If
did...
you just not read it, like they made their money once you read it. That's
Yeah. Well, also, like, if you're... I mean, I don't think you're going to get... I don't think you're going to make anything if they write a story about you. They usually just write a story about you. You don't actually get, like, pay from that or whatever. But, okay, so you write that. Most of the people that aren't white middle class are going to be pissed off for, you know, some dumb reason. And then most of the people in the country, or at least a majority, I guess, are like white middle class. Yeah. So like, you're just, I'm not going to read that because I already know. I don't need someone to tell me what my life was like.
And you guys should have seen.
And I don't need to compare it and be like, damn, he had it better than me, or oh man, I'm better than him. You know,
Shit, man, he owns stock in Google. I only have Coke.
I do only have Coke.
Fuck you, Clay.
I know exactly what I'm doing to wake people up.
Oh, you were talking about stocks. Oh, just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But I'm gonna go to my mom's house in my old room where I had a bed, right, and it didn't have like the foot stands or whatever to keep the bed up. Mm-hmm. It had tires.
He did actually have tires under his bed, but I'm pretty sure that was of his own doing. Like, no, I'm pretty sure his bed wouldn't have been on the floor if he didn't have the tires.
Okay.
No, I broke it.
But beyond that point,
anyway it goes, you were just a jackass, and that's why you had tires under your bed.
See, this is why we need those laws against it, man. Just all this jackassery.
No.
You put tires on your bed?
Come on, man.
That's a paddling.
5 years.
That got the women back
5
then,
to life.
boy. They'll be like,
So right.
they'll be like, what kind of tires are those? Jaguar. Ooh, top off.
You remind me of those people that get their income tax and only get like 2 spinners.
Hey, fruit always makes
and they only drive on one side of the road because they can't let other people know that they ain't got spinners on
You
the
gotta
other
stay in the
side.
right lane.
Nah, they just have them in
We'll
the
get
front,
there. It's just gonna take a lot of
they
right
just have
turns.
both of them in the front. So
But like beyond that, and you know the crazy thing is Esquire though. The thing is there is the whole, as far as I'm aware, it's a whole segment they're doing. So it's not just.
So it's not literally just gonna be that and no one else.
Exactly.
So they'll do other things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So people are just
why they
overreacting.
have to start with the white man?
Because it all starts with the white man time. That's why.
Kind of.
Only when he's talking about oppression.
I tried to say that in the whitest voice I could manage. I don't know if it
Clay,
came
you
out
black.
too well.
Shut up.
Shh, don't tell them, Jojo.
Oh, he is white.
Okay, you can tell them, just don't tell the bank. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Don't
fair.
don't let the credit people know.
That's why
That's all I care about.
I write Asian on my job applications. They're more likely to interview me then. And then they walk in. Shit.
We've been had.
You think if I write Jamaican, I'll get a little more credibility.
You write Jamaican, then they send you back to Jamaica. The Chinese may hire you.
Next thing we know, JoJo's picked up by ICE.
You and 21 Savage gonna have something in common.
They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you prove you're an American. Read this."
I know some of those words.
They're like, "Yeah, he's We gotta kick him out, guys.
But that's the thing with Esquire, man. I think it's outrageous. They're gonna eventually come out with more stuff. We just gotta see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the news segment now, the unfiltered news. So first up, we have the Georgia ethics chief. All right, so I just want to emphasize that ethics chief allegedly was watching porn at work while ignoring complaints about candidates violating the ethics laws for their campaigns. So,
he was
yes. So people would like with the surprise, we're in Georgia, but the Stacey Abrams and then the Stacey Abrams and whatever generic white guy I forget Brian Kemp, the Abrams Kemp race, right?
Yeah.
There were complaints about both of them, and apparently, if I'm getting my facts correct, there were complaints about both of the campaigns, and he told people to ignore complaints about both of the campaigns. Meanwhile, this man was in his office just beating off the porn on his work computer. He didn't even bring his own laptop on his work computer. No, this apparently went on for like months or something, man.
Okay, because I excused him on Valentine's Day because Pornhub did shoot out
Drop
for the
that
homies.
premium.
For the homies.
Premium free for a week.
Free for a week?
Yeah.
I still got time.
But like the fact that this man is
A
just
whole 7 days, man. That man, he had to work. He was lonely. A free premium. Was it last month?
why did
January?
he just sleep with his secretary like they did back in the 70s?
Yeah, exactly.
Because this time they'll wait till you get old and say it was rape.
Yeah, he afraid of that. He was like,
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm a little ugly. She may say I raped her.
See,
I'll just cop to the porn.
You know that I
Can't rape porn.
try not to segue off of that.
Or can you?
I'm gonna write this down. Man. We got to talk about this. I just thought about
can
it.
you rape porn? No, I'm not. No, that's
No,
bad.
yeah, you're just gonna get rape porn.
That's
all that's gonna come up.
Was it in January when he did this?
No, this just kept happening.
This happened for a while. Stacey Abram and Brian Kemp campaign was last year.
Okay, I was just making sure. He said that it went on for a month. Because if it was I know in January they had free Pornhub for a month too.
Huh? You didn't tell me?
Okay, so he called the allegations untrue in January when they first came to light. So that's when the allegations first came to light.
I knew it was something around January.
So Tyme,
Well, that's when he was accused of it. Not like it's like apparently he's been accused of it.
Well, the allegations
before
came to light, yeah.
Yeah.
And then apparently, allegedly, this stuff happened before January. So they accepted his resignation. I think I'm reading this right. Allegations, blah blah blah. Yeah, he agreed to resign. And that's the guy right there.
He looks like he watches porn.
That guy at the top, smiling, just cheesing real hard.
I'll take my business elsewhere.
That's essentially what it does.
and then get some where the laptop at? Where the laptop at?
Starts to take the computer. They're like, sir, you can't take that as government property. My porn. The sacred text.
Look, man,
I got videos saved there.
I don't care what you take from a person. Don't take a man.
How you get fucking caught? Like that's the problem. How do you get fucking caught?
Did your door not have a lock on it?
Or do you not go? Hey, look, he's old. He may not know about incognito or deleting.
He probably
your browser
doesn't.
history.
Someone probably went on there like, oh damn,
Is
I
he-
look this up. Just hits the P. Pornhub, just right there. Boom.
He must have worked for
This is
like
why-
the Hillary campaign. I'm getting.
For not knowing how to use computers.
Well, what was that shit from?
This is why
Big
you turn
Mouth?
off predictive text.
What
Hey
was
ladies,
that
if
shit
your
from
man's
Big
predictive
Mouth
text is turned
whenever,
off, it means he watches porn when you're not there. You're welcome.
Whenever Jay was masturbating,
type something in, it doesn't try to guess it.
That man definitely
I'll
worked for
remember.
the Hillary campaign. He had Russians inside his inside it. Yeah, Russians hacked his computer after he.
Oh yeah. They hacked his computer. They put the porn on there. No, it was the spooky ghost. That's what it was.
You know, Pornhub tells you like Georgia has a high search rate of ebony porn. So
Yeah, that was our number one, I think.
yeah, so he may have been out there looking at black women like
He might have been. I bet it was a jealous white bitch. I bet
Yeah.
that's what.
Nah, that man had to do it at work because wasn't no flavor at home.
It was cockhole porn. That's what it was.
That's bad.
See, he goes to work. He's got that adobo. When he gets home, it's just salt, man.
Why doesn't he do it on his phone? Why
That's
do you
it.
do it on the fucking computer? That's your work computer.
Man, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Apparently, it was like saved on his computer too. So it wasn't even like he just watched it. Like he also was saved, like downloading it.
Maybe stick
He's
with me here.
just like, man, this is a really good one. I gotta save this.
You
for
fuck
later.
him. I don't even want to talk about him no more.
Maybe
Fuck
he
him.
does
I'm
the
with
same thing that I do sometimes. You know, I'll go and save during the day
I feel a chocolate
for something at night. For something, I'm like,
Let's stop talking about food.
So it's mostly just the fact that he's the ethics chief. He's the ethics chief. All right, he's the one in charge of all the ethics violations, and he's just there violating all the ethics, man.
If you're in charge of the ethics, nobody can say that you aren't ethical.
Except the people that hired him,
Nah,
which
nah,
is why
nah.
he got fired or forced to
Nah,
resign
listen, he is in charge of ethics. He'll say what's said.
for campaigns.
You shit.
if I smell it, I'm leaving.
You are disgusting. You're fucking shameless.
My bad, it got dog hair. That's bad. You deserve it.
All right, I'm gonna just defend myself.
So tired of y'all.
All right, so last on our list, last thing we have to discuss is apparently there's been a state of emergency declared in the United States.
Oh no!
Yeah. Now I was outside about 40 minutes ago, and I didn't see any emergencies. So I'm kind of confused as to how we're in a state of emergency.
How did you not see the emergency?
Man, I was
plate?
looking around. I looked up. I looked at the sky. I looked all around. I looked down the street.
You weren't on the Mexican border. That's what it's.
That nigga Trump called.
We're a little ways away from there.
All right, no man, I ain't got to worry. I got to worry about the Puerto Ricans.
They're
swimming
coming to
over.
work hard.
They can
It's
just
a
stop
state-
I'll tell you
fucking
who I don't
playing.
trust. I don't trust those
It's-
damn Eskimos, man. That's who I don't trust coming in.
It's a
They're
big.
coming here to steal our fish.
It's the biggest state of emergency, Clay.
Yeah.
The people are trying to cross the They're trying to cross the Mexican border to work hard and feed their families.
Look, I'll say this.
That's
I'm
Was it like a big
the most heinous of crimes.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm you know, I know I'm gonna catch some flack for this, or some slack for this. You know, I am
slack or flack?
both.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Both of them.
I'm gonna get both.
Both of them.
Look, I have
Fair
nothing. I do strongly believe that there's nothing wrong with like people coming to this country, especially you know being the fact that my mom's an immigrant and so on and so forth.
Right.
And like I'm a first generation like American when it comes to my mom, but like we were talking
I
about.
seen Will's wedding picture. The pictures that he posted in his wedding of him as a child. That man looked like he was feed the children.
Yeah, I was like,
You did say that.
Yeah.
You said that at his wedding.
so like you guys can vouch. I was a Korean boy in the American war, but like
It really did look like feed the children.
I'm telling you, man,
Yeah, were y'all okay?
well, I was. Well, you know, it was hard, Clay. Being a black man in America is hard. I was poor, and the fact that my parents were divorced didn't help.
Oh well, you officially black.
They were
You
divorced, and you ended up with the Korean one.
Yeah.
So you
And
were.
I love
you
my
weren't just a
mom.
black man you weren't just a black man in America. You were a black man in a Korean church.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a black man in America in a Korean environment.
And
Yeah.
they hate me. They hate me because I was black. And then you can't hang out with the black kids because at that point in time, there's this big thing of light skin versus dark skins.
It's still going on right now. Dark skins forever.
But you know, whatever, whatnot. Beyond that, back to my point. I have nothing wrong with the Hispanic community coming over here, and you know, it is what it is. But y'all fucked your country up.
I understand seeking a better opportunity. You wouldn't have to seek a better opportunity if your country was in the right.
Now look,
Like,
Will. Now you can't really be talking because you are Korean. You only had a 50-50 shot of being able to say that.
You so right. You so right. But I'll say this: the Koreans are like one of the most well-off countries. Granted, because
South Korea, yeah,
because we ain't got a real military. That the U.S. is our military. But
yeah.
But no,
yeah.
I'll
At
give
least
them
you're
that.
allowed to have one, though.
It's fair.
It's not
Japan.
Japan's not allowed to have one.
Y'all fucked that up once.
Yeah. So I remember looked that up one time. I was like, does Japan have an army?
I think as a ruler,
army. I look it up. They have not been allowed to have an army since the end of World War II. That's 70 years, man.
I think as a rule of thumb,
time.
if you have people in your country that like to crash planes and stuff, that America's going over there. That's just
We went for the oil, Tyme, not 9/11.
Won't someone save the plane?
No, I'm sorry, not oil. The weapons of mass destruction.
Oil.
We went for the weapons.
weapons of mass
Wink, wink.
destructions is code for niggas that run into buildings. That's what we went over there looking. No, we really went over there for the oil and
Yeah, man. It was the oil and just the ability to fuck or throw our dick around.
Yeah.
And to see what them turban bitches really look like on it.
Really, the New American Century. Look it up. New American Century.
But
That's why they were trying to start the shit in fucking goddamn it. What's the name of the place? Syria.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
There was a bid to put another pipeline through there, and the guy in charge went with Russia's plan instead of the U.S. plan because surprise, their allies Russia. And next thing you know, hey, there's terrorists trying to overthrow the government. Wow, where did that come from? I don't know.
You know, but like back to the state of the emergency.
Yeah, we're getting off.
I understand. I don't think he should have called a whole state of emergency.
Yeah, I
just
think it's a bit dramatic.
His fucking wall. You know, they should just give him his
just give
fucking
him
wall.
the damn wall.
Like,
just give him the damn wall because you can bargain with him. That's the thing. You can bargain. Like that is a $5 billion wall. I don't care if you think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. I think it'll probably be ineffectual as fuck.
I agree.
But you can bargain with the man. And if you think it's a dumb idea, then it's a mistake that he makes him look bad, and now you got a better shot in 2020.
I don't really like $5 billion mistakes. Even though it's a drop in the bucket as it pertains to America.
Yeah, I was But it's so that's something that will hire people, right? So it's not even like that. It's not like the $5 billion just goes away. It gets put into the pockets of everyday Americans, presumably, right?
Yeah. You could even, I venture to say, they may hire the Hispanic community because they work cheaper.
And a lot of them don't like illegals coming up. Because if you think about every illegal you let in makes it harder for the people that legally came here because they're using the same infrastructure, the same
channels and everything.
Yes, exactly.
They extort and also go after
social
the
contract
other
programs
ones too. The ones that are illegal, those are usually the ones committing the crimes and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
We can't just say they're
crimes.
committing crimes. But
I said the ones that are illegal are the ones that usually are committing crimes.
Well, they do it at a higher rate than the legal. They do it at a higher rate than legal immigrants. Because why would you go through all the hubbub to come here legally and then,
fuck it up?
Yeah. But, I mean, people will. Don't get me wrong, but most people aren't going to do that. Whereas if you come in illegally, it's like, well, I'm already. If you're an illegal immigrant, you're already a criminal by default because you're an illegal immigrant. You enter the country illegally. It's not the worst crime in the world, but it's a crime. So you have 21 steps.
Well, the thing with him, he entered
the country legally.
Yeah.
He entered legally.
No, he overstayed.
Overstayed is easy. Yeah.
Yeah, which apparently is one of the main things too.
Yeah,
is that people.
Did you see
him
him actually address the fact that he actually once he got released from the jail, he addressed the fact that
who got released from jail?
21 Savage.
Oh, I didn't know he was out of jail already.
So he got released he got released not today but yesterday or something like that. Sometime this week he got released.
Okay.
And he less than 24 hours he got on Fox News or something like that, and he was telling them when he came over here he was a child, and I guess whoever was in charge, his mom or whatever, he was doing he wasn't really I heard some of his stories. He wasn't the best child or whatever. So he didn't understand. He knew he wasn't from here, but he didn't understand how to go through the proper channels to get himself to be able to stay here. Yeah. And he said that he never like really pressed the issue because he didn't want to get sent out of here because this country is all he knew. He was here since first grade. So like if you were here since first grade and then you just randomly, oh, you ain't supposed to be here no more, they kick you out of the country.
That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I understand, and I can sympathize with that.
Like those kind of people need to have a path to citizenship, but those are stuff like that's kind of the exception, though. Like,
they came here illegally, and then they came into hardship in situations that it's something that literally wasn't his fault. His parents could have. It's his parents could have that done.
Now the fact that he openly was talking about the foolishness that he was doing before he. Like the fact that he was robbing and doing all that, selling drugs and stuff like that. He was saying that he was doing that. He wasn't really. He's never been convicted of that, but he's openly admitted that. So I would just like, I wouldn't have, if it were up to me. Even though I am a big 21 fan, I like his music. Yeah. I wouldn't say that he should be here because if you're just openly admitting, oh, I used to commit crimes in this country. Hey, can I stay here?
Yeah.
I used to be up here fucking shit up all the time.
That's very true. I can see that. But like,
no, I agree with you on that. I mean,
and it wasn't just him saying it in raps and stuff like that. If he says it in raps, I was like, okay, art is up to interpretation. Right. But this man was talking about, like, he did a documentary, like, with DJ Academics about his life and stuff like that. Which he was talking about me and my partner over there. We used to do such and such and such. Like, I was like, this don't help your case for staying in America.
That really doesn't help you.
Yeah, it was...
But this all falls under the immigration thing, you know? It's the fact that, like, there are proper channels to go through it. I understand that there are situations and where, like, things happen and, like, they're out of your control. Like, the kids that are brought here illegally and that they don't know they're brought here. Right. I can understand that instance and so on and so forth. But it doesn't justify the means. Because, like, I like, being an immigrant, you know, to an extent, like, having a lot of immigrant friends, I've seen like friends and family that have to go through the channels. Like, you know how hard it is to get a visa to the U.S. Like beyond, it's the U.S. is one of the strictest countries, the hardest countries to get in via that proper channels. So like, especially I know for a fact when it comes to like coming from overseas. Now, so it's a big slap in the face for like my personal opinion to all the other immigrants that are going through the proper channels, paying their fees, doing their due diligence for, you know, a bunch of people just to walk in and establish themselves. I understand the situation and so on and so forth. I understand, you know, things. There's a select few that you can say there's a minority in the group that you can justify them leaving their country and being here. I still technically say you can't really justify it, but there's a select few where you can build a strong case for, but that's not the majority. And that's the problem. And the problem is that majority of them are coming over here. I have no problems with them coming over here. They're doing it legally because the fact that you've gone through the proper channels. I don't think it's fair that my family had to go through that process. I don't think it's fair that my family and my friends had to go through that process and they just had to hey guys, duck and roll. And we here.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you said, like you guys went through all the rigmarole of actually getting citizenship and all that. I mean, not you specifically, I guess, but your
mom
dad,
and my
they went through the heartache of that and the trouble of doing all that. And then someone else comes in here and they're, you know, and it just so happens enough people come here illegally and they're like, fuck it, just forget it. You know, we'll just let everyone be like this. You can't do that. Yeah. And it's also just unsustainable. Like you can't have mass immigration into a single country. It's just not. It's really not going to work. For just a myriad of reasons.
And that's why I hate the argument that people say like they're escaping the tyranny of their country. Well, they fucked it up. It's fucked up over there.
That is their country.
Yeah, you know, so you can't...
They can make it better.
So, like, and that's the thing.
Like, people will say, well, that's not fair to say, but, like, I'm sorry, life's not fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you other than life's not fair. So we should just take everyone over here. We'll take all the best and brightest, right? Because that's what we end up doing. I mean, that's a huge part of the problem, too, is, like...
That's exactly the problem.
I agree. We take the best and brightest from all these other countries, and then they stay here. Like, I mean, the ones that come legally. They stay legally here and become, like, doctors and all that shit. And then the people that were smart enough to become doctors are now no longer in the country that needs the doctors.
I agree.
Or the lawyers.
I agree, and that is one thing I studied too, because of the fact.
And I can kind of see that because they're trying to get paid, and doctors and lawyers get paid here.
Yeah,
and
but not there.
Yeah.
Not only that, we have a better source. I
could work the ER here. Or do it in the country where people shit in the street. I think I'll stay here. Yeah,
but that's the case. Or even like the Philippines, for instance. The Philippines, we have a lot of we have quite a few academics that come from the Philippines.
Yeah, no, I had a professor that came from the Philippines,
and it's like you said, we get them here. They come here, they succeed and thrive. Right, because the Philippines, they have strong work ethics, and when they succeed and
maybe a little too strong sometimes.
Yeah, no, man.
They put up with, but yeah.
But they sit here and they thrive and they stay here.
Right.
And so their wealth that they've acquired doesn't transfer over to their country. So what ends up happening, instead of those bright few, like you said, that could help establish and build their country, are over here. Right. So that's why the U.S., in my personal opinion, is such a strong country, is because we cherry pick who comes. They're the best of the best,
right? In
most cases, and they help build our country to an even greater standard, as opposed to us leaving people. I'm not gonna say leaving people. There's certain situations, but if you leave a man to thrive in their country, or leave a person to sit there and solve the problems of their country, you give that country the opportunity to rise and be something better.
Right, and like I would caution by saying I would add to that by saying yes, we understand okay, the person that has the potential to be a doctor stays in the country where there's no schools to actually go to be a doctor. So, oh damn, I get that. They wouldn't have actually gotten to that point without even coming to the U.S. in the first place in some cases, not all. But the fact that you're just now that you've got that doctorate, we're just going to fast track you through immigration, or whatever. It's a bit ridiculous.
And that's the thing. Most cases for immigrants is what happens is one person comes in, they thrive, they bring their family in, and then everyone else can go fucking die. They don't care about anyone else now. Their family's here. Yeah. But
which is a fair thing, because I
agree.
What were they going to get paid for the same thing that they were doing? If they go back to the country, it was I come back with all these skills that I've acquired from the money that I've paid to go to school, and I'm still being oppressed. And you guys paid me what you guys think I'm worth instead of what I've worked for.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not an easy solution. It's not if they just stayed there, everything would be fine. No, it wouldn't be. But I guess it doesn't help, is what I'm saying.
I agree. I guess to summarize everything is that we understand the country's great and we understand everyone wants to come over here, but we should have limit. Every country in the world has the right to tell other people no. Yeah. We should be entitled to do that as well.
You're not by definition, you're not a nation if you don't do that. You're not a country if you don't do that. You have to have control of your borders. If you don't have control over your borders, then you don't have control over any actual territory. So you're not a country at that point.
And my biggest thing I hate to hear is that people are like, well, this is a country of immigrants. Yes. And they're like, well, this country was stolen. Yes. But also if you track Native American,
every country was stolen.
Every country.
That's not nothing special.
Not only that, even if you track Native American history, when they took land and they kicked the people out, they killed them or put them into slavery.
Because they're humans just like everyone else was.
Yeah.
And did the exact same shit that everyone else did. We
were colonized, and the problem was, and I think the thing is, the problem is that we were colonized and we just had the best. They came in and they trailblazed through. And that's just what it was.
Oh, for America?
Yeah, for America. And it's the Native Americans did it. They did it to each other all the time. But that's just what it was. That's just what they did,
Yeah. Well, and also, I'm gonna let you take that. We got go ahead and get that. So, and also the thing is like, if you look at it, a lot of the problem is like for the people that got it the worst, they're the ones that got colonized like right around the advent of science and technology and efficiency and all that.
When y'all made it so they couldn't do it back.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you've got dudes with guns, like 100 dudes with guns can take down like a whole tribe of warriors or something. Like, yeah, now the tables are just a little bit too one-sided.
Don't try to explain yourself, colonizer.
Yeah.
I'll point my flag wherever I want. It's not even going to be a United States flag. It's just a giant middle finger on it. That's it. It's my land.
This land is my land.
Your land. I got a shotgun and you don't got one.
Oh my god. All right, so we have a couple of chalkboard moments, I think. Did you have one? No. All right, so this is our new segment. We have, each of us has a chalkboard here. We'll soon have some video up so you guys can actually see this. But we each have our individual chalkboard. So anytime something happens during the show that we think warrants further discussion, so that we don't get too off track, we just say chalkboard. So I see Will has one. This, what is this, consent videos? Is that what that says?
Yeah, so we were talking, I guess when we were talking about the guy in the porn and all kinds of stuff like
R.
that.
Kelly?
I guess it also was.
We're not going to R. Kelly, no.
Oh, yeah.
It was also the combination
There's
of
a
R.
new
Kelly
VHS
too.
tape, apparently. That's enough. That's all you have to know. It's just like the first one. It's just as bad. Okay, carry on.
But the thing is, so there's a new trend going on, and it made me think of this because you guys talked about like consent and so on and so forth. Men are asking women to give them consent or make consent videos before they.
Oh
have
yeah,
sex.
I've seen that.
That is brilliant.
No. So now this is a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
you can revoke consent.
you can revoke consent during the middle of sex.
Yeah.
During the middle of that. So that is
So it doesn't even work.
Never mind.
No.
Yeah.
So and that's the crazy. So people are now like, these guys are ludicrous for having to take consent videos because it's demeaning to women, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, well, we're just trying to
rape them.
we're just trying to cover our ass.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking sorry that you guys keep accusing us of being fucking monsters that we decide to get proof that we're not fucking monsters.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when we get proof that we're not fucking monsters, you still call us fucking monsters.
Yeah. It amazes me how much shit you have to put up with as a man. Just like how much shit. I mean, like, just goddamn, man.
Can we make
menonism?
Menonism?
Like
yeah.
making an actual. People already.
Yeah, it's already a thing.
Yeah, it's
People
not a
get
serious
attacked
thing.
for it.
Yeah, it's not a serious thing, but it is a thing.
Yeah, there's a men's right movement where they talk about men's problems and
there
issues.
are men's right movements. Yeah, they get lambasted by feminists.
Holy
No, everyone
fucking
laughs at
shit,
them.
do they?
You laugh at a feminist, people act like you're a monster. You laugh at a men's rights activist, they're like,
Feminists
hell yeah, girl, you did
feminists
it.
ain't
You
real.
know, like, oh my god.
But like, and
Just fucking AIDS.
and the crazy thing is, a lot of
Fox
feminists,
on their houses.
their argument is that feminism, by definition, is equal rights for both genders. And I'm like,
But in practice,
it's fucking exactly.
it's anything
Look,
but.
But I had to bring up the consent videos because that's just what it brought up, because I just had to let it know that they're making consent videos, and a lot of celebrities are doing it, and it's just because people keep fucking lying. Or no, I'm not gonna say lying. That's the wrong, because a lie is the majority of cases.
Yeah.
A lying is a minority of cases. Let me correct myself. Lying is a minority of the cases of rape accusations.
Sure, but it also seems to be a majority of the cases that get big time attention.
Exactly.
Like national attention.
Exactly.
So like, it's not
And
like
there's no repercussions for the lie either.
Exactly, and that's my biggest
So like,
problem.
I even found another one the other day where a Long Island woman made an unsubstantiated rape allegation after a drunken night in an upstate frat house, which destroyed a New Jersey man's life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember hearing
Catherine
that.
Reddington. So that's the bitch right there. Only 22, lied about another person raping her in a Syracuse University fraternity.
Not only did they prove that, not only did the charge weren't brought against him,
they proved that he did not rape her. They performed, and the thing is, they performed the rape kit on her. When she went and made the allegations, they took it seriously. Right. They did a real investigation on it.
Right.
And they proved that I'm not gonna say they proved. They came to the conclusion that she wasn't raped.
Right.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, she went around ruining that man's reputation.
Yeah, just saying that she was raped. Because that's the thing, is like all you have to do is make the accusation. Even if modern science is like, well, there's zero evidence at all that you were raped, and you claim to have been raped like an hour ago, but there's no evidence at all. If you're a woman, you could still just go around saying, I was raped and the patriarchy is trying to keep me down and I'm being treated this way because I'm a woman, and everyone ironically will believe you and like just
they deserve
kiss your ass
years
over it.
Hard labor.
What I personally believe is everyone that's convicted of it should have to work the high death toll male jobs and not get paid for
Go
it.
do construction and all that.
That and sewage.
One of those jobs with a 97% male fatality rate.
Nah, what needs to happen is they'll be in the court, and they're each trying to prove their case. One of y'all is gonna get this time.
Right.
One of y'all, if it turns out that it wasn't, if it turns out that it wasn't him, you getting this time.
Yeah.
If it turns out that it was you going to jail.
Yeah.
That's just one of the truth. That's just how it should be.
See, and
welcome to the Thunder.
But I'll say this, and I'll say this just to defend, like, just kind of the give a little protective shield of what we just said. If they could prove that you lied and prove that you were dishonest, I'm not saying if the guy wasn't found guilty, because there's a difference between him being found not guilty and him being proven and you being proven guilty. If he's found not guilty,
right? Well, that's already what the standard is that if he's found. Just because he's found not guilty doesn't mean that you lied about it.
Correct.
It's assumed that you weren't intentionally lying and malicious. It's hard to prove that.
Correct.
But it's just saying, like, it seems like they never actually go after people for that. They're always just like, oh, you got off, just let it go. Like, no, just go after them.
I still think that because you kind of ruin the person's life still.
You do ruin the person's life. And you
kind of put his life on hold or whatever.
Right.
Like, so I don't care if it's like, you better make damn sure before you make accusations like that alter somebody else's life. Like, that's why I said that somebody's getting that time. Just for if you are stepping out on the ledge making that decision, I want you to know that if somebody's life is going to be messed up.
Well, I'll say this, and
I think it should like more privacy to it though. Like
that's
instead
true.
of just being like, oh, blasting this man's thing, because it's okay. Like if you go around accusing someone of a crime and you haven't like actually legally accused them of it or whatever, then you can get the person for slander. So there's already that. And then if someone makes an actual brings it to the courts or whatever, there should be a higher level of privacy just in general. It shouldn't always be like, man accused of rape plastered all over the front headline newspapers, because that's just what happens. And people see the word accused, they see the word accused, and they just skip right over it. They just assume, and it's just what
they don't even put the word accused anymore.
Really?
Yeah, in most cases, they even in a lot of news stories, they don't even bother putting the word accused. Man rapes woman at blah 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 blah, and that's the headline. And then
you're right. Yeah. Man raped woman at so and so. So yeah, they don't even say that there's an alleged rape, and then later on down the thing, they'll be like, this person's accused of this, or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're so right, man, because they've already conditioned you to just be like, oh, well, he's guilty. I already read it in the title.
And people have selective reading, so what ends up happening is they glaze over the word accused.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I hate a lot of the time. Like a lot of the go-to answer to this is like, why would any woman lie about this?
Attention.
And then there's no, not just attention.
I know
there's
that's not the only reason.
There's multiple.
Oh yeah,
reasons
revenge
for,
and
like,
stuff. Yeah.
There
was one. There was one that some woman. It wasn't this one. It was a different one. But she got caught lying about rape. She claimed that like 2 football players raped her. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
And so she caught it basically. She admitted that she did it, and she said the reason was that She didn't want to lose a friend.
She didn't want
Or
the other friend that she liked to think she was promiscuous.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't. She completely fabricated, or maybe.
No, she had sex with the guys, and she accused them.
Yeah,
of her
but she didn't want to lose a potential boyfriend. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is just.
It's fucking ignorant.
It is. And that's coming from Jojo, man. He can't even spell, and he knows that that's ignorant.
I can spell some words.
You can spell enough.
Yep.
Or at least almost enough.
Yeah, man, life
that.
too hard to do all that shit. Smartphone's here for a reason.
Fair. But I just had to bring that up just because it made me think about the whole consent videos that they're starting to do.
And then on top of that, it's like there's been all these stories about women that molest kids or whatever, they'll molest boys, and no one cares. Like there's so many stories of teachers doing inappropriate things with their students, and everyone's just like, oh wow, yeah, that's fine. Oh, a lucky kid or whatever. But you flip the genders. Flip the genders, and people shit themselves.
I would say this.
Shit themselves.
Well, both should be. See, here's the thing. It's a little different.
No, it's
because
not. You think it is because you're looking back from this perspective, but when you're 15, you maybe you have those thoughts of like, oh man, my teacher's kind of hot or something like that. But actually,
I was trying to get at my teacher. I wanted her.
But
I was like, hey, listen.
I think
let's I wanted to fuck her. That's how.
But that's all you understand is that you don't really understand the actual you don't have the same understanding as someone that's 20, 21, or in this woman's case 44.
See,
if you're 44 getting with a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old, there's a problem.
R. Kelly, cut it out.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a student teacher that I was talking about.
If R. Kelly should be in jail, then this bitch should be in jail.
And I think what the problem is, and this is when it comes to these headlines, is that a lot of people, what they're doing is they're taking, so men tend to react to this differently than women.
Yeah.
So what happens in a lot of cases is that men are more vocal about when a boy and a woman, like when a woman, an adult woman approaches a young man, because more guys are like, damn, man, I wish that happened to me. Where were these teachers back in the day?
That's what all the comments are.
So they're more vocal about it. And
that teacher would have let me, I would have bust them drawers.
But now vice versa, when it switches around, women are more vocal about the fact that a man took advantage of a woman. And so, and that's the thing is, it's not who's more.
So if it's an adult and an underage person, both genders get equally upset over an older man and a younger girl.
Yeah, I agree. But
usually,
my point is that the value of what people value the voice. Women's voices are valued more than men's.
Oh yeah,
and so that's why their cases are seen. When it happens to them, it's more scrutinized than when men, because women's voices are valued more than men.
Actually, which totally violates the law of supply and demand.
Agree
about it.
I agree.
Because there's plenty supply of women's.
Also,
I was waiting for that.
That's ignorant. But also, one of the other reasons why I think it's kind of maybe more wrong whenever a man would do it is because it's more like a lot of times it's more manipulative. Like it's like girls were fucking guys that were graduated in college in my high school because they had a car and they had their own place and stuff like that. So they already had their financials in straight so they can go over there and whatever before they'd look at them better than they'd look at somebody on their same level. They wanted higher up. And you could be an ain't shit nigga right now. And if you go to high school, you got a car, you got a place to stay, you like, hey, they fucking with it.
So no, I guess
I feel like it's more manipulative.
Well, I guess the question is it really manipulative
really.
if it's a woman's perspective that's seeking that?
Because you're still assuming that the younger person didn't want it. I will willingly admit that the younger person wanted it. Probably in both cases. I mean, at least thought that they did. Maybe later on realized that it was a mistake or something like that. But again, that's because they're young. They don't make smart decisions. They don't foresee problems down the line. But like you cannot tell me that like a younger girl has never tried to like hit on their teacher or something. I know for a fact
100%.
that younger girls have.
Man.
I know for a fact.
My
So if we're
high
gonna make the
school,
argument
they
of
was
like, oh
fucking
man,
up.
they probably wanted it. Look how lucky they are. Why aren't you making the same argument when the genders are swapped?
I agree with you.
Because it's the same thing. And if you're gonna say that like a younger girl isn't really capable of making that decision, but then you just laugh when it's a boy, like okay, like why? Why is it usually the third waivers that do that?
And I agree with you, and I agree with in the aspect that when it's the roles are reversed, like I said, it's just the value of the woman's voice. The woman's voice is valued more, and it's never gonna.
We're expendable. That's why.
That's just, and you know that's the crazy part. Women outnumber us like 3 to 1.
No, it's like roughly 50-50, if you mean just general population.
No,
Yeah,
I know in
roughly 50-50.
Australia they like in Australia I'm pretty confident in Australia it's almost like 4 to 1 women outnumber guys over there.
Hey, I want to let y'all know, this is only tangentially relevant, but I heard that apparently Australian women love Southern accents. So
I don't have one, so.
you could develop.
What up, folks?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing now?
I don't know if I'd want to go to Australia just because that place is dangerous.
No, you don't go
Yeah.
there. You bring them back.
I don't have the money to bring a whole Australian bitch here.
They'll get
Yeah,
the
but
money
she don't got
eventually.
her own money, man. She can get a plane ticket.
Yeah, she could, but man, I ain't trying. Look, man, if I want to go down under, I'm gonna go down under. Man, Clay, I saw you erased that off your chart.
Yeah, I was still gonna bring it up. So this is just really quick. We're not even gonna discuss this. I just wanted to point out the fact that Will called Puerto Ricans hybrid Mexicans. So
They are.
y'all want to send him death threats? That's fine.
They are.
Don't at me, okay? I didn't say it.
Please.
He said it.
There's been a lot of things said about race on this thing, and I do not condone any of the offensive things
first
they
of
have
all,
to say.
I
about
love
their
the
race.
Puerto Rican community. I love what they have. They don't have much to offer, in my personal opinion. They have their food. Now, I'll give them this. They have Puerto Rican twist to food. You
That is
guys
pretty
got
good.
that. I'll give you that.
yeah.
You guys have food. You do have your own culture. All right.
Will loves Hispanic women. So
I do. I'm not gonna look, man. I've made jokes to my wife that I'd leave her for a Hispanic woman.
Will-
But
How are you married?
look, man.
How?
Look,
Because she put up with his shit.
yeah, I venture to
No,
say.
I understand she put up with this shit, but like, how much shit is she gonna put up with, man? Damn.
You just a jackass.
He bought a
I heard
house.
you cuss
He
her
bought the
out.
house. It's gonna be a lot more shit.
I'll say this. My house, everything that's happened is because of me. And I did this. I worked at this.
And I'm proud of
And
it.
I am not saying
we're
that
all proud
I'm
of
holding this above my wife's head by any means. We did it as a team. We did this as a team. But I did this majority. It was me. And so I guess the benefit is, hey, look, he does say a little wild shit every now and again. I just
But you
ignore
told
it.
me about some wild shit that she said to you, her family, and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not getting into this.
So that's
We're
also
not
the
getting
thing.
into
That's just so.
All
Now
right, everyone.
knowing that
All right,
story
everyone.
is justifiable. What Will said.
Yeah. So the Puerto Ricans, I love y'all. I love y'all women. I love your food. Do I not believe y'all don't have your own? You have your own culture. Y'all, it's simple as that. But I'm be honest with you.
Don't they got
There's a
Telemundo?
reason people call every one of you Hispanic niggas a Mexican.
What?
They call y'all
niggas.
Mexicans. You know why they call y'all Mexicans? Because the Mexicans have a more dominant presence than any other Hispanic community in the world.
I bet.
They mostly there's just more of them. That's really the
I
problem.
bet a Puerto Rican watching this. He's right, Holmes.
And you know the
You
crazy
guys
thing?
are ignorant.
And you know the crazy thing? You did the Mexican accent because you know why? Because the cartel talk like that.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I don't know Puerto Rican accent.
they probably sitting in
They
there.
don't even have the cartel, man. They're just on an island out in the middle of
I
nowhere.
really am not.
Don't they got Telemundo?
Nah, that's also that's at best Spain. At best Spain. And you know,
Waldo.
like even
Man, Telemundo is wild. There is
Colombians-
some insane.
Colombians
shit on
have cigars. Colombians had Fidel Castro. They were known for something.
That's
You
Cuba.
mean
Oh,
Cuba?
Excuse me, Cubans. I'm
See,
so
there's
sorry.
too many different countries.
So
That's why,
sorry.
this is why we call you all Mexicans.
It's
There's
the-
just too many different. I don't care. Colombia.
That's horrible.
Brazilian,
Y'all niggas have a problem
Puerto
with me calling y'all
Rican.
hybrid Mexicans. Y'all get a holiday. When y'all get Cinco de Mayo taken off
Wait,
the books,
did you say hybrid or hybrid?
hybrid Mexicans.
Hybrid.
Yes.
Okay.
These were
Not
like
hybrid. Hybrid.
hybrid.
Okay, so that's a compliment.
They're
So this chalk should never happen.
y'all the white niggas are Mexicans.
See, there you go.
White niggas are
There you go. A compliment.
the Mexicans.
Y'all gonna be an Esquire next month.
I mean, I know, right?
Listen, I don't have anything against anybody's race.
Look,
I hate you all equally.
Seconded.
and also, don't nobody get offended because you saw the title Unfiltered. Of course,
Yeah.
we was going to talk about some
And
shit.
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
if you guys don't like
Yeah.
what I said,
This is why we have a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode. So,
if you guys don't like what I said, y'all are entitled not to like it, and y'all can talk shit back. That's your right
they're
as a
entitled to
person.
that, and they're also entitled to go fuck themselves.
Exactly. And until
Here's
you
my
guys
rebuttal.
can look, this is what you do. Put in the comments. Tell me otherwise. What do y'all niggas have? Oh, the fuck do y'all? You know how I even Googled y'all fucking holidays. All right, I looked it up. Well, you know what y'all niggas have? The abolishment of slavery in Puerto Rico. All right, congrats, bravo.
We
Y'all
don't even
niggas
celebrate
stop.
that here.
Fucking no, we don't. But you know what we do? We celebrate Cinco de fucking Mayo.
That's because the white people ain't happy about that. The abolishment of slavery.
Some of them were. Half of them were.
Like
The ones that won were.
we didn't even
That's all
celebrate.
they're the ones that determine who get what. I don't see any Robert E. Lee Day. All
And,
right.
and you know, look, and y'all can say about the black. We got Black History Month, so fuck y'all.
We don't have
a
a
whole
big
month
majority of that
Mm-hmm.
because of Valentine's Day, Breast Cancer Awareness Week,
Hey, look, I understand that.
President's Day.
It's the principle
All
of the
right,
matter.
all right,
These
all right.
niggas
We're
ain't-
getting way off
All
topic.
right, man, I'm gonna leave this alone. But
We're
love
getting
you
way off
guys,
topic.
man.
I hope someone actually does. So if you are Puerto Rican, please prove Will wrong.
Please.
We'll all find it really funny
Please,
if you do.
we'll address it if you prove me wrong in the
talk shit to Will.
comments.
Please, in the comment, YouTube comment sections are a fucking cesspool anyways. Talk
If you
shit to
put-
Will in the comments. That's what we want.
If you're
Okay.
If you prove Will wrong, when we first video up,
We'll
I'll
shout
kick
you out.
him in the nuts.
Well, I'll
Hey,
I'll give you a shout out if you will get a shout out on one of our
I'll kick
episodes.
him
if you
in
prove
the
him
nuts.
wrong.
Also, if you're a Puerto Rican woman and you look pretty decent, holla at me.
It's not happening.
Joey Long, come on,
All
man.
right, good night, everyone.
Adios.